This ain't just a house, it's the White House, where power lives, secrets breathe, and history whispers through the walls. In the center of Washington, D.C., right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, stands the most iconic home in the world. Not just a building, not just some fancy house with columns and white paint. It's the White House. It's where decisions are made that shape the world. Not just America. Wars begin here. Peace treaties are signed. Lives are changed. But how did it all start? What's really going on behind those walls? And what lies beneath? Let's go back, way back, to the 1790s. George Washington, America's first president, decided the federal government needed a permanent home, so Congress passed the Residence Act of 1790, giving him the authority to choose a location for the nation's capital. Washington picked a spot along the Potomac River, swampy, humid, empty land, really. He liked the geography though. Easy to defend, central-ish, that patch of land became Washington, D.C. Now they needed a house, a place for the president to live and work. So in 1792, a contest was held to design the new president's house. Yes, seriously, a contest, like a design competition you'd see today. Guess who entered? Thomas Jefferson. Yeah, the future third president. Didn't win. The winner was James Hoban, an Irish-born architect. His design? Inspired by Leinster House in Dublin. Clean, elegant, big. Construction started that same year, 1792. Took 8 years to finish. Kind of. By 1800, it was ready enough. President John Adams moved in with his wife, Abigail. No elevators, no electricity, just candles, fireplaces, and dreams. But things didn't stay perfect for long. In 1814, during the War of 1812, British troops stormed D.C. and burned the White House to the ground. Gone. Just a shell left. The roof collapsed. Interiors ruined. All because the Americans had torched the Canadian Parliament earlier. Revenge was brutal, but the spirit didn't die. James Hoban returned to rebuild it. Same design, same white sandstone, finished again by 1817, just in time for President James Monroe to move in. They painted it white to cover the burn marks. True story. And the name White House? People had already been calling it that informally, but it wasn't until 1901 when Theodore Roosevelt made it official. He stamped White House, Washington on government stationery. From that point, the name stuck. Roosevelt didn't just give it a name though, he gave it structure. He moved the president's office from the second floor of the residence to a new section, the West Wing. More space, more privacy, more power. Later, President Franklin D. Roosevelt added the East Wing, primarily to house social staff and provide balance to the West Wing. And somewhere in between, they tossed in a third floor to the residence. Yeah, it kept growing. Quietly, efficiently, presidentially. But by the late 1940s, it was falling apart. Literally. Floors creaked, ceilings sagged, pipes leaked. President Harry Truman lived upstairs while the place groaned beneath him. One night, a piano leg reportedly crashed through the floor from the second story. Not a great look for the most powerful address in the world. Truman said, "That's it." In 1948, he evacuated, moved across the street, and then they gutted the whole interior. I mean, completely. Ripped it out, left only the outer shell. Between 1948 and 1952, engineers rebuilt the inside with a modern steel frame and concrete floors. Some believe they did more than just renovate. They say they built below. Secret stuff. Escape tunnels, bunkers, rooms that don't exist on paper. But we'll come back to that. Today, the White House stands with 6 floors. 2 underground, 4 above. It has 132 rooms, 35 bathrooms, 412 doors, and 147 windows. Every inch measured, planned, protected. The residence, the part people picture when they think White House, isn't just a fancy hotel suite. It's home to the first family. There's a kitchen that can serve dinner to 140 guests, a chocolate shop and rooms. There's the blue room, used for receptions. The red room, stylish, deep, dramatic, and the green room, lush, peaceful, historic. But not everything's formal. There's an indoor swimming pool, a bowling alley, even a private movie theater where presidents and their families watch films, sometimes before they're even released. Need to relax? There's a solarium. Need to host? There's the state dining room where world leaders break bread. The West Wing? That's where the gears of the presidency turn. The Oval Office? You know it. Leather chairs, flags, resolute desk. Decisions made there ripple across the planet. There's the cabinet room where top officials debate, plan, argue, and the Roosevelt Room, named for both Roosevelts, Teddy and FDR. Meetings happen here, strategies unfold, deals are whispered. Then, there's the Situation Room. Sounds like a movie set, it kinda is. It's a 24/7 intelligence hub, buried underground, secure, dark, quiet, screens everywhere, data flowing in. Presidents have made the toughest calls there. Military strikes, national emergencies, global crises. The room was born after the Bay of Pigs disaster in 1961, when JFK realized he needed real-time info. No delays, no mess-ups. Still, the real mystery lies beneath even that. Deep under the East Wing is the Presidential Emergency Operations Center, PEOC. It's a bunker built during World War II, thick walls, independent air supply, totally off-grid. On September 11th, Vice President Dick Cheney, First Lady Laura Bush, and others hid there. It's not comfortable, it's secure, period. But some say there's more. More tunnels, more bunkers, escape routes leading miles away, maybe even to the Raven Rock Mountain Complex, a secret military facility in Pennsylvania. No one knows for sure. Blueprints exist, some leaked, some fake, but every now and then an ex-staffer mentions a door that doesn't go where it should, a hallway that shouldn't be there. And then they go quiet. Security? Yeah, it's insane. There's a no-fly zone over the White House. Any unauthorized aircraft intercepted. The roof covered with snipers, ready, watching, motion detectors, radar, pressure sensors, they're everywhere. The fence around the White House was recently replaced with a taller, stronger one, nearly 11 feet high, with anti-climb spikes. Windows, bulletproof, doors, reinforced like bank vaults. Secret Service, invisible until they're not. Even tourists are screened weeks in advance. You want a tour? Apply through your member of Congress. Then get vetted, then maybe, just maybe, you'll see a glimpse of the public areas. The rest, off limits. Always. So here's the deal. The White House? It's a home, an office, a fortress, a museum, but it's also something else. A vault, a code, a living, breathing piece of national strategy. Maybe there are secrets, maybe they're just stories, but every whisper, every blueprinted tunnel, every weird door or hallway that doesn't line up with official maps. It makes you wonder. You feel it in the walls, in the silence, in the echoes, because this ain't just a house. It's the White House, and it's watching. Spooked yet? Or just curious? Hit like, smash subscribe. There's way more coming.